We are live. We are live. Mic check. Mic check. Making sure everything works, because usually I get on here and sometimes it doesn't work.
God did.
God did.
What?
All right. Let me check in with my mic checks. All right, let's see. My mom's on. Hola, mom. Hola, mamá. I'm trying to see. Can you guys, me escuchas? No sé si puedes decirle ahí sí or no. Si me escuchas. Do you hear this? Bing, bing, bing. If she answers. So I'm getting on a little earlier than Val just because I want to check the mics, make sure everything works, and then we'll start recording. Oh, Mama. I can't add you right now, Mom. I can't add you right now. Whoops. What is going on? Mic check, mic check. Is the mic working, guys? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat if mic is working. My mic check girl is not checking her phones, I don't think. Oh, there. Who's on? I need to know if the mic's working. I'm about to do some ASMR. Some ASMR. Yo, mic check. I got a heart, so I'm guessing they can hear me. Mic check, mic check. Sorry, fam. I'm literally just trying to get a mic check. At 37. Again, guys, if you guys are in the chat, let me know if you guys can hear me. We are going to interview in about 5 minutes. In about 5 minutes, we'll get Val on here. And, yeah, start asking him some 21 questions, like 50 Cent would say. Actually, it's a little bit more than 21 questions, but who's counting? We'll see where this takes us. I cut my lip, so it feels weird. Let me see if I can call my wife on here. Oh, there. Mom's on. Mic. There you go. Mic check, mic check. Sound effects. Wifey should be getting on soon to check. I think my mom meant to say it's good. I don't know, but I don't know. I'm a little nervous. Mic check. Mic, can you hear my mic? Mic. Okay. What about my sound effect? All good in the neighborhood. Mic check. Can you hear my mic? Oh, I think I heard it. All right, cool. Thank you, wifey. I mean, if you want to stick around, you can stick around. My mom's in the chat. All good in the neighborhood. All right, cool. Perfect. We are on in 4 minutes, fam. 4 minutes and counting. Let's go, baby. 4 minutes. I got everything charged. I got the tablet charged. I got the laptop charged. I got my phone charged. I'm charging my light. Yeah, we'll see. We got everything up and running. Now, I don't know what the rules are for Instagram on playing background music, but I don't want to risk it. I might just play like 15 seconds or something, or lo-fi music or something. I don't know. Let's see here. No, that's too lo-fi. That's too lo-fi. That's too lo-fi. Let's just leave it like that. We got again 4 more minutes, fam. Share this up with people. Share it up. Share it up. Share it up. Send it to your friends, your family, your coworkers. I like it. I like it. I like where this is going. I like where this is going. I'll be back. All right, Arnold. I got some new sound effects too. New sound effects. We got God did. We got bombs. Maybe I shouldn't say that, but we got what? Rewind. And we got fail miserably. I don't know if I'm gonna be using them tonight, but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. I guess I'm gonna record this as well. Maybe open up a podcast for just this separately, because I do have a podcast, 33 Trinity Podcast. If you guys haven't checked that out, haven't done anything in about a year, almost gonna be 2 years. But yeah, hopefully I can start something with this one, and maybe just keep it music related / obviously faith. This will be called Risen Stories through my Risen Misfit Radio. So it'll be a segment segueing to Risen Stories. There was a lot of names that I could have chosen, but Risen Stories just kind of went with already what I have, Risen Misfit Radio. And then Risen Stories, or excuse me, not Risen Stories. Wow, I need to change that. I don't know if I can change that, but I guess not. No, I can't. It should be Risen Tracks. Sorry, Risen Tracks. The reason why Risen Tracks is because people have risen from these songs, and the artists that are obviously putting it out there. I don't know. I just felt like it went with it, faith based, and also obviously on the hip hop side of things. So, yeah, Beats and Beliefs. That was another one. That was another one that was up there. Beats and Beliefs. I just felt like there was too many BBs, like Beats and Beliefs. I guess it was either Risen Tracks, Beats and Beliefs, and Misfit Ciphers. The Misfit Cipher, something like that. I asked ChatGPT. I asked ChatGPT for some ideas. So, the Fonz, what's up? How we doing, man? But yeah, so we're about to get into this, the boots and the pants. We're about to get into this. Invite Val in a bit. We got about a minute. And Alonzo, how we doing, man? Thank you for stopping by, bro. Chilling? That's good, bro. That's good. Blessings, man. Blessings. All right, man. Let's go ahead and send an invite to Val. Hopefully he's in. I'm not sure if he's supposed to be in here in the chat, or if I could just send him a chat. Let's see here. Yeah. I know he was supposed to get on live. Let's get him to 1,000 followers, guys. Let's get him to 1,000. 1K followers. Thanks you for all the love. Oh no, for sure, man. You got it, man. I see your ministry exploding as well, man. So keep it up, bro. You're in my prayers for sure. And yeah, we'll see where this goes. Anything new coming up, Alonso? Close the window. It's too far. You can hear it? Yeah, you'll probably, because I live in a busy street, so you probably can hear but sirens, the cars, the motorcycles, so it's just gonna be crazy. But I think Val has to be in my life for me to invite him, but I can hear the cars. All right, let me close it real quick. Val is unable to join. What? Why? Hold on. Let me send him again. Work on the new content. Okay. No way. He can't get in. Oh, 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 oh. Working on new content. That's good, bro. Hey, if you ever need hands, let me know. Let me send an invite to Val again. Said that he wasn't able to join. Hold on, fam. Hold on. He's in. He's in green. Yo, what's up, David? What up, David? It's been a minute, man. You can kind of still hear him. Hear the cars. Yo, David, you've been traveling the world, man. Dang, I'm gonna have to check my Instagram on here because he might not be able to get in. I thought anybody could get in on lives. We missed you, buddy, for sure. Let's see. Yeah, I invited him. Hold on, fam. Oh, there's Val. Hold on. Let me see. I think he maybe has to be in the chat here. Let me try it again. I'm trying to settle down now. Oh, really? Nice, man. No way he has to have 1,000 too to join lives. That's weird, bro. They changed the guidelines for sure. Yeah, he's here. I see him here, but is it this one? You have no request to join. Val, try to request me to have you join. I don't know if that's an option on your end. What is it saying something? Dang, bro. Yo, man, everybody in the chat has to go follow Val, man. We have to get him to 1,000, bro. Val, I'm not interviewing anybody else but you, bro. You're gonna be the first one I interview. No joke. Oh wait. I think we got it. Hold on. Did we get it? Oh, he's unable to join. Why? It doesn't say. What? Bro, no way. Invite. Why does it say that? We read the guidelines, fam. We read
Where
it.
to start?
There we
Oh, I
go.
think we got it, bro. Oh, we got it.
Yeah, we got it.
All right, man.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, bro. Man, I got a little scared. I was like, oh
Oh,
man,
no, not this again.
again. Like I gotta get my followers up.
That's why I was like, yo, we gotta get them to 1,000, man. First off, you're a great artist, so I mean, why not? Especially because
Appreciate
of
it,
what
man.
you're doing.
Yeah, appreciate that, man.
Yeah,
I
bro.
just I was kind of reflecting on that last night, and I never really cared too much about followers.
Yeah,
And I remember I had a page that had 1,500, a little probably around there, and then I deleted it.
yeah,
I don't know what the mindset was behind that, but I deleted it and then I kind of started over again.
yeah.
And I just never pushed it, man. But I guess if I want to get live now, I gotta push that 1,000 followers, man.
Yeah, I
Gotta
think
get to
I think I
1K.
was following that other account because then I saw this one and I was like, oh man, like maybe he started a new one. I mean, obviously you have your reasons. And then
Yeah,
I was like, oh well, maybe he's coming back to doing music. So, but yeah, I do remember following that other page.
yeah, man.
Yeah, yeah, for
Hey,
sure.
it's good to be here, man. Appreciate the invite, bro.
Hey
Appreciate
man,
it.
I can't take all the credit because you came up with this idea and I was like, you know what? You got something going on right there. Like having like an interview with like artists and people that are within the hip hop community, rap, whatever the genre is.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
definitely a great idea, man. I was like, you know what? We got to get it done. I just feel like it's this and it's been in my mind and I started a YouTube channel trying to start that, but I felt like it was just too much because I had YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and
yeah.
like you on TikTok, I had like 13K followers. And David's here. David Camera Visuals. He's witness. I had 13K followers because I was doing like ASMR, and then I switched it to like faith based, and
Okay.
I just deactivated that account, and I was just like, I'm gonna start fresh.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So
Sometimes your mindset just starts working, and as a creator, you're like you got certain ideas for certain things, and And sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But
Definitely,
yeah, man.
definitely,
Hey,
definitely.
man,
Well, let's get to this interview finally.
let's
I know
do
we
it.
had some technical difficulties, but obviously, is Val your like actual name, or is that short for something? Or
So my government name is Valerio Muralles, and
oh,
I just chopped the first and the last name in half, just
hey, yo,
Val
bro, that
Morales.
works.
Yeah,
That works. That
it
works. I know a
works.
lot of people have their artist name, but that works. I was like, Val has to be short for something. Has to be short for something.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
It's
cool,
just
man.
Valerio.
Valerio, Valerio.
I always joke around and I say that's my Val is uh my Americanized MAGA name.
Nagging name. And how
Val.
long have you been like in path with God? Like how what age did you first start? Or
Um, I want to say all my life, man, because my mom was always very focused on instilling the faith in us. So
okay,
I want to say I always had that conviction and that written in my heart. But I want to say at the ripe age of 13, I was sent to a Protestant Christian boys' home
okay,
in Spokane, Washington. And I think that's when I really had an encounter of like, the relationship with Jesus and
right,
pushing it a little bit more. And,
yeah.
that's kind of what woke up my faith a little bit. I would say it was that experience, man.
So
So
at 13, yeah, because I
yeah,
feel like
yeah,
the, I mean, at least, well, for me, it was like late, like 18. Like you said, you grow up Catholic, you just get pushed Catholic. You got to baptize, you got to do
yeah,
your sacraments, and then like you're cradle Catholic.
yeah,
But like when you start believing, I feel like that's when you really like know, okay, this is when I started. Like I know by faith, God is real, and that's when it started. So that's
yeah.
cool. So 13, you said you were at a like a Protestant. You went to a Protestant church.
No, I went to a Protestant Christian boys' home.
Oh,
My
okay.
mom, yeah, so my mom was kind of against it. I'll tell a little bit of the story. My
Yeah.
mom was a little bit against it because she was very Catholic. She
Mhm.
was a devout. She's always been a very devout
Yeah.
Catholic woman. And so she was like thinking about it. She prayed on it, and she said, "You know what? My boy's been getting into so much trouble. I just need this kid to find God. So whether it's Protestant or not, I think that Jesus is what he needs." So
Yeah.
she went ahead. She gave the green light, and I was out there for about a year. And to be honest, it was chaos, man. It was chaos because I was a little knucklehead. So I did not like rules. I wouldn't follow rules. When I was over there was a young lady that would come to the house, and I actually lost my virginity when I was there. So it's not like I was like okay, I found God and I'm gonna walk this straight and narrow, but like it was,
Yeah.
I say it was the beginning of like something sparked, something actually clicked. That's when I actually started to think about like a relationship with Jesus,
Uh-huh.
and oh man, this might be this
Yeah.
might be something that I need to start taking serious. But at the same time, my flesh and my immaturity didn't allow me to really walk. I'll say like I got a little bit more mature in the
Mhm.
faith when I was 20, maybe 24, around
Mhm.
there. Yeah.
Nice.
But
Nice.
other than that, it was just very, very much just immature, just
Yeah.
just following my lower faculties and my pleasures, and not having that discipline to say no to sin. And so yeah, but
Yeah.
it's definitely been a journey, man.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, following God is not easy. Even till now. I mean, I always tell my wife, I was like, we're probably not gonna stop sinning until the day we die. I mean, we just gotta keep
Yeah,
working at it, keep working at it.
yeah, man.
And when did music come into play? Like when did that like was like, you know what, this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I have to do.
Um, Ever since I can remember, I used to always write songs, and I would always show my mom, and she was the one that would always have to hear my crappy songwriting. Say, "Mom, look what I wrote. I wrote this song for you, and I wrote this song about this girl." And it was just no genre. It was just me writing songs. It's before I even knew really about genres or hip hop.
Uh-huh.
I think I was 6 or 7, and I would just write.
Oh,
I just like to rhyme words and make songs. I don't
really?
even know. I didn't know how to structure bars or anything, but I just did it. And my mom would listen, and she'd be like, "Oh, okay, that sounds pretty good. You might try to, add this and this." She would always, encourage me.
Yeah.
And
That's good.
I don't think it was until the age of like 14 that I discovered hip hop. And I was like, oh man, what is this, bro? This is amazing. These dudes, the
Yeah.
way they express themselves and they rhyme. I like to put words together too, and they do it in such a dope way. And I just fell in love with it, bro. Like
Yeah.
it just blew my mind.
You've had it very young age, very young age. And
Yeah.
well, rhymes would just come up to you, or would you like get inspired by certain things or books or music? I know you
I
said
would
you
get,
didn't discover till like 13 or a certain
yeah,
age.
yeah. So I would get inspired by music. Before hip hop, I think it was people like Alejandro Fernandez, Pedro Fernandez. Uh, so a lot of Mexican music.
Okay.
Uh, just anything that would come my way that I would like and it
Yeah.
sounded sonically good to me,
Yeah.
I'd be like, okay, I'll try to kind of mimic it and write songs that, to the best of my ability sounded like that. But, it started as something fun, just something to kind of express myself. And when I was 13, 14, um, actually at the home, I was introduced to some Christian hip hop. When I first heard it, I thought it was kind of corny, to be honest. I was hating on it. But I listened to what's his name? K
KB?
KJ5.
Oh,
He's
no,
like super
no,
old
no,
school white dude Christian
yeah,
rapper.
okay.
Yeah. KJ5, I think is his name.
Yeah.
And he kind of sounded like Eminem, like
Uh-huh.
like the Slim Shady type.
Yeah.
And I heard it. I was like, man, this guy's just biting Eminem style, or what is he doing? Because I heard a little bit of Eminem uh, prior to that, but I wasn't really like that into it. I mean,
Yeah.
I was into it, but I didn't really dive into it until after the the Catholic Christian, sorry, the Christian boys home.
Yeah.
So after that, I just started dissecting lyrics, and uh, I fell in love with it, man.
Yeah. Mm. So it wasn't always, you didn't start with Christian music. It was like you said, Mexican music, and then not until you were with those Christian boys that you were introduced to that artist. And then after that, like, was it always Christian hip hop, or did you also try to like make secular music?
Oh no, man. So let me go back a little. I
Yeah.
think that I might have told the story wrong. So before I went into the Christian boys home, I
Uh,
had already heard some I think it was Biggie, some Eminem, and I would blast the Eminem like the Marshall Mathers LP. I would blast it all the time and I loved it, right? And then I'm trying to get the timelines right. It might have been after or before. But either way, I fell in love with the rap music when I went to the Christian boys home and I
yeah.
heard uh Christian rap. To me, it was very corny,
Right.
but something pricked my heart. Like, well, this is stuff that you got to listen to because it's for God. So when I went back home, I was trying to do my best to walk the straight and narrow. So I would listen. I remember I bought this album by BBJ
Mm,
called Universal Concussion, and I
mm,
listened to it because he heard you listen to this guy, and you would think that you're listening to Biggie. He sounded exactly like Notorious B.I.G.
mm,
So I'll listen to that, but then walking with dudes in school, and they would start talking about all these other rappers, and then I just kind of stopped listening to Christian rap and started picking up uh, regular secular hip hop,
yeah.
and I kind of really started dissecting the lyrics and started to fall in love with it, and
Mm,
so I started to mimic that and write raps about that, and my life was kind of going, you know, I took the other route, not really
yeah.
following the Jesus thing anymore, kind of
Yeah.
doing my like I was trying to. I was kind of like this and like that.
Uh-huh.
I would try like one moment I'd be doing okay, then I'd be like, you know what, I'm just gonna do my own thing. And
Yeah.
listening to these secular artists would kind of influence me to just do my own
Right.
thing and not
Yeah.
really follow the
Yeah.
Catholic Christian thing. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah. That's what I tell my kids. Like my kids, when we get in the car, hey dad, can you put Christian rap? I was like, yeah, for sure. Like So yeah, influence is a big thing, but
Yeah,
I mean, hey, it's part of your testimony, you know. Like you have to sometimes go through things, and hey, it made you the artist you are now. You know, like you had to listen to all that, and now you're just like putting in your faith or your own touch. You know what I mean?
exactly. Yes, sir.
Um, that's cool, man. That's cool. And then, well, you already named some people that you got inspired, right? You got Biggie. You said Eminem. Is there any other artists that inspired you in that transition of you being like battling with secular and walking straight? Like any other artists that you were like, oh yeah, I need to keep listening to him.
Yeah, man. Dudes like Nas, Jay-Z, and Tupac for sure. I think with the funny thing with Tupac, I loved his music, but more than his music, I was influenced a lot by what he would say about his his revolutionary mindset and wanting to change the world. And I was very influenced by him. So I would dissect like all his interviews and his documentaries and
Yeah,
everything. So I was very influenced by Pac. Musically, I would say Nas, Jay-Z, Jadakiss, Fabulous, dudes like that. It was
yeah.
always East Coast. Not very much
Wes.
West Coast rappers that influenced me. I don't know why, man. I wasn't really ever into Ice Cube. I mean, he's a dope lyricist and
Yeah,
everything for sure, but I don't know, something wouldn't Easy. It wouldn't really move me. I mean, it was
yeah,
cool. Like when I listened to it, like yeah,
yeah.
it's cool. But my go-to was East Coast, East Coast rap.
And you're born out here in the West Coast.
I was born in Guatemala City.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was born in Guatemala City, 1986, 1989, when I was about 3 years old. We uh we got all of our papers, all our documentation, and we came to the U.S. East LA is where we touched down
Yeah,
at Boyle Heights.
yeah.
So we lived there for a few years. Then my mom's kind of ran away from my dad one night after he uh, did some domestic violence on her.
Mm.
They took him to jail, and then while he was in jail, she just packed all of our stuff and she said, "You know what? We're gonna book you. Let's
This
go."
is-
So we just booked it, man.
Uh, uh,
Booked it. Got on the bus and went to some little shelter. And I think from there, she was calling different spots for women,
mhm,
for homes to go to. And they gave her one that was in like Escondido, like the outskirts of San Diego.
mhm.
And yeah, that's how we touched down Esco.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
crazy, bro.
yeah,
Man, crazy. I mean, hey, that like I said, testimony, man. That's testimony, and that's probably what that. Well, we'll get into that too, but the lyrics like inspirational. But the whole thing about Tupac, you're right. You know, like he's very like his lyrics, like that. To me, the lyrics is what gets me. Like the beat could be cool and everything, but the lyrics is something to listen to because, especially nowadays, music is not the same as back then. Like now,
yeah,
it's just you can't even understand what they're saying, or they're just talking nonsense. It's just
yeah,
it's just beats. But lyrics is something that I listen to and I'm just like, wow, that was hard.
yeah,
There's
bro.
one that I think I mentioned it to you. It's from Cielo. It's with you and AJ Valentina. Let me
Okay.
see if I
Yeah,
can
yeah,
play a little bit of it. I have it ready because I was like, I gotta share this because this I'm a Amazon driver, right? And I'm always listening to Christian rap. So when that music comes on, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get ready for that drop. But let me play it
yeah.
for you. It's here. Can you hear that?
Oh,
So that part right there, Busco al enfermero bueno, like that part was just like, bro, like it's simple, but it's like the truth, like you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
that to me was just like hard. I was just like, I'm a lyrics
yeah.
person. I'll listen to like even little bits of like just symbolism, and I'm just like, whoa.
Oh, they're saying they can't hear, bro. I was gonna
Oh, they
tell
didn't hear
you.
that song?
Yeah, I guess
Did
they
you
can't
hear it?
hear. I wasn't able to hear it, but I was just rolling with it.
Hold on, hold on. Maybe I need to plug it in. Hold on, hold on.
Oh, I saw Omar. Omar's on. You know Omar Apolinar. I remember that
Wait, where,
cat.
where is he? Where is he from?
He's from like San Diego area. What's up, Omar? I don't know if he remembers me, but I remember him and his brother Jose.
Because I know there was what was that? Was it Firm Foundational? What is it called? There was a group. Weren't you guys in a group like a foundation, something foundation, or were you maybe just featured in it? Maybe I don't know.
Oh, yeah, that's my group, bro. Foundation.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
that's how I found you, is through foundation, like because it was
Found
like a
nation, like
group of.
a nation that's found. Foundation. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Oh, foundation.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
say foundation.
Oh,
Yeah,
you good?
foundation. That's how I heard. I think it was, honestly. I think it was somewhere in L.A. at a convention that seen you, or saw you guys perform. I don't even know, but that's how I found you guys, and some of you guys, and then like you just started spreading out, like Van Murad. Who else was in there? Uh,
C26.
yeah, yeah, and
John Levi. Then we
yeah,
got
Levi.
Separate Mind, Nico
Yeah,
Santana.
yep,
Yeah.
yep.
And we used to work a lot with El Padrecito back in the day.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
remember that, and I was just like, yo, like everybody's like, obviously you start a group. Usually, what happens, and then they're like, you know what, like let's branch out. I mean, that's cool,
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I guess they weren't able to hear. I don't know why, but it's called Cielo. You talk about like finding the pretty much Jesus, because he's
Yeah.
the enfermero bueno, like he's
Yeah.
the doctor of all doctors.
Yeah.
I just thought it was hard, and I was like, that part always gets to me. It's like chills my skin. And I'm just like, that's hard. That's hard bars.
Yeah. 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 I remember like it's part of the first few four
Yeah,
bars, I believe, when I'm like,
yeah,
yo lo que quiero es un día llegar al cielo. Yo sé que solo puedo si pongo a Cristo primero. Estoy
yep,
enfermo en este mundo pasajero. Me tomo un poco de suero, luego busco al enfermero bueno.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. That one goes hard, bro. I'm like,
Appreciate that, man. Thank you.
yeah, no, definitely, bro. And when did you switch? Like, obviously, you're struggling with being secular and trying to be in the path of God. When
Yeah,
did you say, you know what, like, let's go all in for
yeah,
God, and start making just you know Christian music, Catholic music?
right.
When did that start?
Well, that's the thing, brother. It's not so much about me choosing to do secular music or not. It's just my life wasn't aligning to the will of God. Uh, so I was getting into a lot of trouble. I was in and out of juvenile hall growing up because even though I encountered Jesus and my mom always taught us about that, I was influenced, again, the wrong music, the wrong friends, and I made a lot of wrong choices even as an adult. Uh, so I think that the fact that um, girlfriend that I had at the time, she got pregnant. And when she was pregnant, I found out that she was pregnant. I was sitting in a county jail, and I found out that I was about to be a dad. I think I was the ripe age of 21.
Mhm.
And I started thinking, you know what? I'm gonna raise this girl right. I'm gonna teach her how to be a good kid. I'm gonna teach her how to, live life the right way. And the more I started processing that, I was like, wait, but I'm sitting in jail. How am I gonna teach her to do right? I'm not even really living right?
Right.
And just I think that kind of started to change my mind process, and it got me to thinking I need to start taking this faith thing a lot more serious than what I'm doing right now because I'm not doing a very good job right now. And so that's kind of my daughter. I always say that my daughter was her name is Angeline, and that means God's little messenger. So she was literally God's little messenger that put something in my heart and in my mind, gave me that conscience of you know what you have to start following your faith and walking better, living according to God's will a lot better than what you're doing right now if you want to raise this child.
Mhm.
And that was around I was 21 when she was
Mhm.
born. So even after that, still took me a while to kind of get it together.
Yeah.
But I said, you know what? I have to do things right. I have to get married to this young lady that I impregnated. I have to get my daughter baptized. I have to start doing things. And then at 24, I got confirmed. So during all this time, I was always making music because I always loved it. You know, to me, it was just like a no-brainer, just naturally. Like whatever kind of life I'd be living right now, I'd still be making music, whether people listen to it or not. Like I would be making music because it's just in me.
Yeah, yeah.
So when my life started to change, the lyrics started to change, and that's really all it is, man. I never really wanted to put a name or label to it. I've always just been uh, a dude that loves to make to make art, to make. I fell in love with the craft, with rap, with the metaphors, with the double entendres, with the multi-syllable rhyme schemes, and even like the simple rhyme schemes, but just like the poetry behind it. Um, so I always wanted to express myself, and it was really always just life, art mimicking life, and that's really all I've always done, bro. So even when I was a kid, of course, I would try to mimic and copy the dudes that were talking about killing and doing this. But a lot of times I was like, oh man, I'm not even doing half of this stuff. So maybe I should start doing some of this stuff so I could start talking about it. So that was kind of one of the reasons why I would get into trouble sometimes. I'm like, man, my life's got to be a little bit more, I got to have like something dope to rap about. And then, looking up to these cats like Mobb Deep and reading, street books and watching street movies, gangster movies. I was influenced a lot uh, by that type of lifestyle, and dudes around me, they seem to be living that type of lifestyle too, and that's what attracted me. It attracted my youthful mind, thinking that these rappers are like my father figures, so I got to be like these dudes. I want to be like these dudes, and then that's what happened. I started living and mimicking that life and then rapping about it. But then once my life started changing, I started trying to mimic people that were doing better, like dudes at church, like some Knights of Columbus. I started mimicking, like trying to live the way they lived. And you know what? Like, how's this dude living? Oh, you know what? The more I talked to him, the more I figured out that he has Mary that he goes to and he prays to. And let me try that. Let me get closer to this and let me learn this. And so the more I started to approach my faith and get a little more serious about it, then the music started to change. The words started to change. The lyrics, the meaning, everything started to change.
Yeah, I like how you said like your life just changed and your music changed with it. Like it just
Yeah.
aligned. So yeah, that yeah, no, I hear you. Um, I was gonna say something about the last part, but what would you say that music that you listen to affects your life? Like, there's some people that they say, "Oh, I just like the beat," but they're not really listening supposedly to the lyrics. But I feel
Right.
like when you hear music, it kind of affects the way you carry yourself, the mood, even maybe sometimes, or the way you do things. Like, for example, the corridos. Like a lot of people listen to it. A lot of Hispanics listen to corridos, but sometimes
Yeah.
they just sing it, to sing it. But I feel like it has some meaning behind it. Like, would you think that it pretty much shapes your mood, shapes your character, like listening to that type of music or any type that is negative?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think that it depends on what kind of mindset you're in. If you're a 16-year-old kid with a very vulnerable mind, and you don't have, like a strong foundation, um, then yeah, you're gonna get influenced very easily. Now, as a 39-year-old man, now me, when I listen to music, I don't get influenced by it the way that I did when I was 15. So I think that as a young mind that's still being shaped and still maturing and still developing, yeah, I I would say that at least in my experience, it definitely um, affected me a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
feel like it does, and I tell my friends, I was like, careful what you listen to, because like, yeah, like you said, you have to have the mindset. It's like watching a scary movie, like not everybody can watch a scary movie because it could affect you spiritually,
exactly.
like open doors, and I was like, you just gotta make sure, because you're also not only supposed to be listening to just beats, but you're also in a way supporting that rapper, talking about, drugs and women and all that. You're kind of supporting it because you're listening to it.
Yeah.
But again, everybody. I'm not saying I don't listen to secular music. I'll listen to the radio, whatever. I'll play some throwbacks or whatever. But
Yeah.
I'm just like, just be careful with what you let your ears listen to, because it could affect you if you're not, like you said, in that right mindset.
Yeah,
Somebody
man.
put some corridos have beautiful meaning. Others listen to it to fit in the circle. Yeah, I mean, there is some that talk about life. Hey, I
Yeah.
went to this. I lived in the ranchito. We did that. Yeah, I mean, there is some that are
Just
good,
like,
that are not. So
yeah, just like every genre, right? Like going back to the genre that I know with rap music, there's some beautiful rap music out there, beautiful rap songs, about life experiences and everything. And then there's some songs that, are not so beautiful and not so
yeah,
good. But I think I was gonna say one thing that even as a person that has a strong foundation and you're, a mature individual, an adult, um, and you have that foundation of faith, you still definitely have to, I agree with you, you have to be careful with what you consume still, with what you listen to. I kind of treat it like junk food, right? And I look at it like junk food. Once in a while, it's cool to, maybe munch on a little Snickers bar or some chips, some Doritos. I love Funyuns, like the spicy Funyuns.
yeah,
But if you start eating that and that's all you consume and that's like where you're trying to get your nutrition from, then you're gonna get sick, man. You could even die. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? But if you have like a strong, like a good meal, a good diet plan, you're eating your protein and your veggies and all that, then once in a while you're gonna be straight with consuming a little bit of junk. That's kind of how I look at it,
yeah.
and
No, that's
that's
yeah, that's
how.
a good way to look at it. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Be careful what you put in your body. I mean, yeah, no, yeah. Um, when your life started aligning, with your music that you are making now, with Christianity and Catholic. We talked about Found a Nation. Was that the first like group you were in, or the first like albums you put out, or was there anything before that?
As far as Christian or just
Yeah,
in general?
yeah. Christian.
Oh, no, no, no. They were the first. So C26 was the first dude to ever reach out to me in the Catholic circle when I
Yeah,
started making music. I just figured I'm gonna make this rap music. I'll talk about my faith and then I'm gonna put it out there, and whoever vibes with it. And then C26, he reached out back in YouTube when you were able to message people on YouTube. And you
yeah,
can't do that no more. But back then, you were able to. So he sent me a message and he was like, "Hey, I like what you're doing, man. Let's link up." And then, yeah, it went from there, bro.
mhm,
We grew a brotherhood. He actually flew over here to San Diego and we did a show at a local parish. And then from there, we just kept in touch and started growing and fellowshipping.
yeah,
And yeah, man, from there, we just they would invite me to different shows that they were doing because back then at Found Nation it was three dudes. So it was, I think the original ones were Nico, who's the, I think, creator, and
mhm,
then C26, and then S Mind, who's the producer, and there was this other dude named Lay, who's like super dope spitter, bro, like super dope lyrical genius and
yeah,
just everything dope. But then he fell off, so it was just three, and they kind of recruited me, and then after that they recruited John as well. So
yeah,
that's kind of how it happened. But yeah, they were the first group, the only group that in the Christian circle that I've ever been with.
yeah. Do you remember your first Christian song? Your first?
Uh, yeah, bro. So it was actually, I think it was called When the Storm Comes. It was from a mixtape called No Guts, No Glory,
Mhm.
which I don't know what happened to that mixtape. I've been trying to find it, but I can't find it anymore. I had like the files and everything, and I remember making a bunch of physical copies and distributing it in the streets
Yeah.
and everything. But
CDs.
yeah, so yeah, yeah, yeah. Back when we did CDs, right? The hard copies.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's
man, it was called When the Storm Comes.
okay.
Yeah.
Mm. What was that about?
It was about finding stability and comfort in God, even like through the storm.
Mm,
Yeah,
okay. Thanks, man. I'm gonna have to see. Yeah, have you tried trying to look it up on YouTube?
yeah, nah, it's not on
No.
there, bro. It's not on there. No.
I'll have to see. I feel like I'll crack the code somehow. I don't know. um, and okay, so you C26 reached out to you, and you said so before that you were already making music,
Yeah,
Christian music.
yeah. It was coming out more faith pronounced because at that moment I was taking my faith more seriously. I was a little bit on fire. I had just gotten confirmed in the Catholic Church at 24, 20 something. And so I was kind of on fire. So yeah, it was bleeding through the lyrics.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. And so you could say, well, yeah, you could say that at the beginning, that's where you found your lyrics from is like through your faith, through life, or how would you make a track like? All right, I'm gonna make what is it? Through the storm. You said it was,
Yeah, when the storm comes.
or when the storm comes. So is that like all like life based? Or how did you come up with it? Like,
Yeah, well, I mean, when you're in creative mode, you know you
mhm.
want to create an album or a mixtape or an EP. You know that you have to create something. Sometimes you do have to sit down, even if you don't feel inspired, and you're like, you know what, I have to do something because I have to create this project. Uh, so sometimes just sitting down and trying to write something, nothing comes to mind, but sometimes it does, you know? So you can force yourself to do it. And I was always able to kind of, if I really sat down and I really forced myself to create something, and sometimes just praying, closing my eyes, it would come. And sometimes it was just as easy as you're just living your life and then an idea comes to your mind like that. So it was both, you know, it was a little bit of sometimes ideas would just come to my mind and I'll just grab something and jot down any lyric or any bars that I had. And sometimes nothing really inspired me like that, but I had to just sit down and kind of be disciplined and go through beats, and a certain beat that I would listen to would trigger something like, oh man, this reminds me of this one time that I was going through this and God got me out of that. And I'll just write it down and boom.
So did
Just
you ever have like a writer's block, like where you felt like you couldn't write
yeah,
anything?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I had moments like that.
yeah. And
I
and
think
you still
that
had to sit down and try to write something.
what was that?
And during those writer blocks, you still had to sit down and try to write something.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what I noticed? I noticed that in those moments when I had writer's block, it's because I was trying to write something that I wasn't supposed to. Like when you're forcing yourself so much, like sometimes nothing comes out, but sometimes it does, you know, like it might not be the best, or sometimes it comes out great, but sometimes I'd be trying to force it so much and I'd be like, why can't I come up with something? And it might have been because this is what I think. It might have been because I was writing about something that I wasn't supposed to write about, or trying to write about something that I wasn't supposed to be writing about at that moment. You know, so sometimes like you want to write about I don't know, let's say repentance, or you want to write about like I don't know, worship. You want to write a worship song, but at the moment you're going through hardships and you're supposed to be writing about redemption and asking God for forgiveness for something that you did. And I don't know, man. Sometimes it just really depends uh, on you, the individual, the artist, and you have to really look deep into your heart and see like uh, what is really pulling
Talking.
you to talk about. Yeah, what are
Yeah.
you really being pulled in to talk about? So you really kind of have to. It's almost like this like thing that you have to start honing. Like it's really a skill that you have to start. The more you develop it, the more you're able to tap into it.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
So I
Would you say
feel like
also like the state of grace that you're in also would block that? Like say, like you haven't confessed, and you feel like that's what's keeping you from writing because you're not in grace.
Yeah, I would say it could be. Definitely could be. When you want to write something that's really inspired by the Holy Spirit, I think that if you're in a state of mortal sin, it's definitely uh very difficult to
Yeah,
do.
because
I
I
think
know.
that
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, but if you have, as a human being, if you have developed the skill and the discipline to be able to write and to be able to create, that's a God-given gift that whether you're in a state of mortal sin or a state of grace, that you still have. So you can still create, but it's not going to be inspired per se by the Holy Spirit. I would say that um, I do find it a lot better for me to be in a state of grace. It feels more, just feels like I'm doing God more of a service and justice when I write and when I create in a state of grace.
Mhm.
So, but does it always affect me or really affect my creativeness? I would say no. I would
Mhm.
say it doesn't affect my creativity, but it probably definitely affects the message and you know,
Yeah, no, I feel like, well, at least for me, like, I know my videos are pretty easy. I mean, I just announce, music and play the music, but there's times where, like, if I haven't confessed and if I haven't taken the Holy Communion, I feel like I am not worthy of, like putting stuff out there because I feel almost like Two Face, like, oh yeah, I'm holy here, and and what's his name? Enoch is here. His new song Influencer. When he put that out, I was like, bro, like I have to check myself because there was times where I would just still put it out there, and the influencer talks about like you're this way, in front of the cameras and all, but you're nothing at home. You're not your life isn't balanced. So
yeah,
there's times where like I want to put out a something, some kind of video, and I'm just like, yo, I don't feel good because I haven't confessed, I haven't taken whole communion. I feel like I'm not worthy of even saying anything to God. So that's why I had to ask that question because sometimes I feel like that, like where I just can't.
yeah. Oh yeah, that's understandable, man. I remember I used to feel like that a lot, and I would struggle with that a lot, which is part of what kind of conditioned me and helped me to get to a better place where I'm definitely far from being a holy person, but I think that I've been a little bit more integrated with my life is a little more integrated with my faith now, um, because of all the mishaps and the things that I did and moments of hypocrisy that because yeah, there was moments where I would make a song uh, talking about God and then my life wasn't really it wasn't really aligning to God's will, and that would make me feel pretty crappy inside, not and the more I thought about it, the more it would convict me, and
Yeah.
it just, which is good for us to be in this kind of space because it kind of it gives us accountability to be able to make sure that our life is uh being a little more aligned with what we're talking about. So
Oh yeah, definitely,
uh,
definitely. Um, can you share a moment through your music where like somebody maybe said, "Oh, bro, like your song, helped me with this," or like anybody that came up to you and said, "Yo, bro, like it's inspiring me to convert," or any kind of like special moment where somebody came, to you and told you something.
I love this question because um I never thought that my music, before I actually started to put music out there, I never really thought that it would, because I never really saw the impact that music or a song could have. Uh, but over the years, God's been gracious enough to allow me to see uh, things like that. People have reached out to me, sent me messages, or even told me in person that, you know, your song, remember this song? It actually helped me through this moment and through a struggle that I was having. And I was thinking about suicide, but your song kind of helped me. Uh, a few young ladies, once I I don't know if you're familiar with the song that I put out a few years back called "Lonely Girl."
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
about a young lady that gets raped at a party, and then she has the baby, and she's able to go through that experience. And a few young ladies actually told me that that song really impacted them, and that they had gone through a similar thing, and that song gave them strength and courage. And yeah, and also as a member of Foundation, I remember that there's been a few times where cats have hit us up, and they've told us that thanks to our music, they entered the seminary, and there's been a few cats that became priests because, at least this is what they said,
yeah,
your music influenced me to become a priest. So when you hear things like that, bro, it's a big thing. It's a big deal,
yeah.
man. It's a blessing.
And how do you keep humble? Because it's like, I mean, yes, you're talking about God, but then at the same time, it's kind of like, I wouldn't say praise, but I mean, hey, it's helping somebody. But how do you keep like humble? You know what I mean?
Oh, God's real good at keeping me humble, bro. So good. I don't even have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I get a little bit of pride,
Mm.
God's like, nope.
Somehow.
He takes it all away. Just like, yeah, man. I'm I'm a peon, bro. I ain't too much, man. I'm just graced, by his love and by the faith that he's given me. Um, by his grace, I've been able to do a little something, with this music. And at the end of the day, though, I know that I'm just a vessel that God's using.
Yeah,
Um, and that's what
yeah,
I try to do, man. Try to influence people with the music. But at the end of the day, I know that it's it's God that if anything big happens, man, it's God.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
the one to take the credit for that.
You gotta, like you said before, you gotta be in a good mindset because if you're doing this for God, and all of a sudden people are like, praising you, and then you get all mighty and high. I mean, God can take that gift away. I forgot who said that. I think my wife had said that to me today. She's like, God gives you gifts, but if you're not humbling yourself, God can take that right away. You know,
Yeah, man.
God forbid, through an accident, maybe takes your vocal, and you never sing ever again, type thing.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
man. And one of the things, if I'm just being real and vulnerable right now, I think that's one of the things why, looking back at my life, I think that I've never really propelled to the level that I always wanted to. Because at the end of the day, I feel like maybe I wasn't doing things the right way, or God just saw that I had too much pride. He kind of just, you know, didn't didn't give me
Mm,
that path that I wanted to have. But like I said, man, I'm just blessed to have been able to do anything with the music. And if anyone's been touched by it, and their faith has been strengthened through it, then that's awesome, man. But
yeah,
he gets the
yeah,
props for that, because I think that I'm a prideful person, and I think that God probably has kept me in a certain place for a reason. So it's like he knows if I have too much, then I probably can't handle it. So
yeah,
he he keeps you. He's gonna keep you humble, man. He keeps you where you gotta be.
yeah. No, definitely, yeah. And how do you deal with? Because I feel like now Christian hip hop is like more popular than it was back then. With all these other, Christian hip hop coming out of TikTok or Instagram. How do you deal with like the criticism from like people that think it's either corny or weird? Like, what do you what could you tell them? People that criticize you again, both in the church and outside of church.
Okay. So criticism from those that might not understand or appreciate, like, the Catholic music or the
Yeah.
the spiritual aspect. Um, I don't know, man. I would say it's a chance to educate, or at least plant a seed.
Hmm.
Not everyone's gonna get it or understand, and that's cool. That's okay. I think that criticism with any art that you make, anything that you're creating, you have to be open to criticism. And sometimes it's going to be constructive criticism, and sometimes it's going to be negative criticism. But you're putting yourself out there. People are going to critique. I think the Catholic way to deal with it is, or to look at it is, uh, allow it to help you grow in humility,
Mm.
you know. And sometimes you gotta take it on the chin like a champ, and your feelings might get hurt, but you have to know your intentions. Why are you really doing it? What's your heart behind it? And if your heart behind it is is good, and you're doing it for a righteous purpose, for the glory of God, to serve Him, uh, you know, to make beautiful music that's going to ultimately glorify Him, then you don't have to worry about the criticism. But I think it's a beautiful thing that CHH is growing, that it's developing. I was going to mention that it's sounding way different than it did when I was listening to it at the Christian Boys Home. Like it sounds dope, bro. I feel like a lot of it sounds a lot better than the mainstream rap, the mainstream stuff that's out right now.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah.
so
I agree. I agree. Cause like you said, it was it to me back then. It sounded very like corny, like rapping Jesus loves and stuff like that. But now it's like I don't know. In a way, it's more lyrical and just everything. The beats, even, um, and then the voice too. I feel like you have to have some kind of voice too, because I can't just pick up a mic and just start rapping and stuff. I mean, I feel like you have to have obviously the passion, the voice, the mindset too. Because again, we're talking about sometimes it's being praised and having that humility, like you said with these criticisms. Like you said, maybe you got to take it in a Catholic way or Catholic aspect. You got to take it as like, okay, God's humbling me down with this comment, saying I'm not good, to stop. I'm just gonna take it as just being humble, like humbling me, so I don't get too high. But yeah, the Christian hip hop today yeah, it is way different, and I've heard a lot of like reggaeton, Christian music,
yeah,
even some like rock,
yeah,
uh,
bro.
R&B. I feel like R&B needs to come back, um, on
For
both
real.
ends.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy.
No, it's dope, man. It's definitely great. I think, in my personal opinion, what I think is causing all that is technology. It's a lot more people are able to access recording equipment and studio equipment and beats and technology that's actually helping develop these artists. So, just the resources are there now. Like I remember growing up in high school, for me it was a little harder to find somewhere to record and really develop my sound and my voice. But nowadays I feel that the accessibility is there, and that might be part of the reason. And there's just so much access to everything. There's so much access to artists now, where before you would have to you wouldn't be able to find them on YouTube or Instagram. You didn't have these social media platforms.
Definitely,
So there's
definitely.
just so much more to choose from now. So you don't have an excuse to listen to anything that you don't want to listen to. Whatever you want to listen to, you have the ability to listen to it now, because
Yeah,
everything is there, right?
yeah.
And so,
And that's kind of like the platform that I have, because I've listened to even Christian corridos and Christian belicos and stuff like that, and I'm just like, yo, this is pretty good. Like it's not like corny at all. Like
yeah,
and yeah, I'm just running into a lot of like good music, like and like you said, maybe because there is more accessibility to things, to studio time, to making beats on your laptop, um, yeah, it's. I feel like yeah, it's definitely changing, and kind of going based off on that. I know originally we had talked, hey, what do you think about AI making lyrics and making beats and making a whole like song? Like to me, I feel like to me it's like I had told you. I was like, it's like a photographer, you know, like the people use their phones, and now they're,
Hmm.
you know, all of a sudden photographers. But what's your? I know you've told me, but what's your input on like the whole AI situation? Because that's changing everything. Not only music,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
changing the news. It's changing what people are saying. They can literally put, "Hey, let me put Val Mural saying, you know, Eric's the best radio host or whatever," like stuff like that. You know, like even the Pope, like, "Hey, tell him to, you know, say this." Da, da, da. Like things are changing dramatically, and like you can't even like um, um, uh, trust the internet anymore. It's like, yo, let's watch that to see if there's any like warps in it. That's how we'll know it's AI. Like,
yeah.
what do you think of AI in the whole like hip hop, you know, rap scene?
It's wild, bro. It's wild, super wild. It's all new to me.
Yeah,
I think that it could definitely be useful for inspiration, but
yeah,
it should and could never replace the human
right.
experience. Yeah, the human soul or spiritual truth.
Yeah,
Um, that something is only, that something only God breathes into art. So I was having this discussion with my daughter because she's in high school and she was part of a debate team that was debating. They always debate different topics, and this one particular time she told me that they were debating AI, and there was a group of people that were for it and a group of people that were against it, and she was one of the people that were against it. So she had to formulate a an argument against AI, and then she told me a little bit of it, and she told me, you know what, Dad? And the more I think about it, I agree with my argument. She said, she was saying, God created us in His image and likeness, and if we're allowing AI to create, then it's not really anything that's created in God's image or likeness because it's just AI. We created AI. We're supposed to be creating the art. We're supposed to be the ones that are made in His image and likeness. So we're the ones that are supposed to be making this art, whether it's music or art that's that's inspired by God through God, and and if you just allow AI to start making it, then it takes away that that I don't know, that gift that God has
yeah,
given us, and it's almost like an insult to God. She told me, and when she said that, I was like, huh, I never looked at it that way because I
yeah,
was getting so carried away with AI. I ran into like this AI software where you can make music, and I was just getting carried away with it.
yeah.
And my daughter had to kind of tell me to slow down. Like, I don't know, Dad, I don't really like AI. Both my kids, they're young, but they're kind of against AI. They really, I feel like these youngsters are really against AI because they don't want that human experience and that human truth to go away. It's like they appreciate that human aspect of creating and that beauty of it. So when it's just AI, it takes away from the beauty of art.
Yeah, yeah. I remember when it kind of was first coming out. I remember they told my mom. She goes, you know, you can have a conversation with AI like if he was your therapist.
Oh
Because
wow.
my dad was going through some things, and he's like, you should tell your husband to, you know, get AI and kind of talk to how he feels and this and that, you know, have that interaction. Like you said, like I don't know, I just feel like there's no better way than like a human interaction. And I don't know, AI is just like there's these what is it? There's these commercials where the people tell AI, "Hey AI, assemble my car or whatever," and AI is like, "I can't do it," because AI can't physically, you know, handle things. Like AI is just there for like certain things. Like I've asked AI, "Hey, what's a good name for this, and that?" Or, "Hey, make me a what is it called, a outline of certain things." So in a way there is some useful to AI, but like your daughter said, and I feel like, yeah, that's true, you know, like it's taking that god-given gift, or that gift that God has given us, and it's kind of what makes us unique, you know, like you're good at what you do, you know, I can't take your gift. I just can't, you know, that's not what God's given me, you know. Maybe
Right.
God's given me something else. So I understand what your daughter's saying, and then there's that, you know, it kind of does help you bump that creativity, Like I
Yeah.
said, I've asked AI to help me with like making a outline of a YouTube concept of what I want to do with YouTube, and
Yeah.
it does work. Hey, you can do this videos, these type of videos, and then it defines it. Hey, if you like this, I can make it more concentrated on this. So yeah, AI is can be scary, but at the same time, I do understand on the help because sometimes hey, I need a little help. I don't know what to do. But
Yeah, man.
have so you said you've used AI for some of your beats or music or
Yeah, yeah, I have. Like, I just recently started doing it. Um, because you can actually, the things that you create with AI, in particular platforms, you can actually use them without any copyright issues. There's certain songs that I had put out that had copyright issues, and I wasn't able um, to get the exclusive rights to the beat because I had just leased the beat. So
uh,
then, for example, what she said, I had leased the beat, and then I tried to reach out to the producer to get the exclusive rights because Spotify or one of the digital platforms had taken it off, and they had said that it was due to copyright issues. And I had that happen recently to a few songs that I try to put out. And so I was trying to reach out to these producers and get exclusive rights, and I wasn't able to. So with I was kind of able to reproduce those beats,
mhm.
same tempo and same sound. So, you know, in that sense, I think it helps. I think that anything that I'm not sure if it's right or not, at this point, it's still kind of new to me,
Yeah,
but so far I've been messing around with it. And then I even created this AI Catholic artist called Docs. I was just having fun with AI, bro. I was like, what would happen if I created this Catholic artist and had you know, create songs about confession or porn
yeah,
addiction? And then I kind of tried it out. I was just kind of probably going a little nuts with it. That's when my daughter told me to kind of chill, just
yeah,
relax, Dad. What are you
yeah,
doing? And but yeah, the thing with the beats, I feel like I might try it with one beat. I haven't released anything with a AI production on it, but
yeah,
maybe, maybe I won't do the full production. Maybe I'll just take like a little bass line that I like or a little drum pattern, kick snare that I like, and then I'll send it to my producer. I have a great producer, by the way. My friend, my one of my best friends, my compadre, he S mine. He's part of the foundation family, so he can actually also reproduce any kind of beat that I send him,
yeah,
and he'll be able to do that for me. But I think AI is just kind of a little tempting to me because it's just super fast and you can have
yeah,
it like that. So I think if you use it responsibly and you're still putting some kind of human touch on it,
yeah,
in my view, in my point of view, I think that it's okay as long as you're still allowing yourself to be, your gifts and your talents to be used and not just completely controlled by AI. So I think it's a tool in my point of view. It looks like it's a tool, just like money is a tool. It could be used for good or bad.
yeah.
So
No, yeah, I agree. Yeah, I mean I mean, would you use it for your lyrics or just the beats?
I would say I wouldn't be able to really use it for my lyrics, man, because I've
Mm,
always been a lyrics guy. So I feel like it might be a little bit of pride too. Like,
yeah.
man, I don't need any help with my lyrics.
No, but like
But
you said, it's a gift. It's a gift that you have that you've had since you
yeah,
were small, 7, 6.
yeah, yeah. I
Uh,
mean, I've tried to use ChatGPT to help me, for example, with certain things like maybe I'll input like some of my lyrics and then just out of curiosity, like uh what what format would make this better, and then I just ran
yeah,
into AI about 2 weeks ago. So I've
yeah,
just recently tried. I didn't even know ChatGPT could do all that stuff until I don't know, up until like 2 weeks ago. So
yeah,
just recently, like I've been sending it like my lyrics to kind of analyze it and stuff like that. And like the way it breaks it down and the way it tells you like this metaphor is powerful, this punchline. It's kind of dope, and the way that it can tell you, it can format like you said, like a YouTube video format or anything that if you need help with, uh, how would you rephrase this or in a better way. It definitely it could help, and I think you can use it if you use it responsibly.
Yeah.
Like if, for example, if you're publishing a book, if you're writing a book, you have to have editors and people to kind of look over it anyway, right? So if you're
Right.
using AI to kind of just help polish it up a little bit,
Yeah.
then that's a lot different than having AI actually write
Do the whole thing.
write your stuff for you. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's a lot different.
Yeah, it's like you said, it's good. It's a good editing because yeah, I mean, people that write books, they have to send it to editors or do spell checks and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's a
Even
good.
even with music, there's always been writers and co-writers, right? Like, what would be the difference between me going to my friend S Mind, Separate Mind, who I've done it before, and I send him my song, and I'm like, yo, bro, can you look over these lyrics? Or what do you think? What would you change? And he'll give me some feedback, like, I like this line, but I would just not use this word because it sounds a little odd and out of place.
Yeah.
You know, if you use AI that way, again, you got to be responsible and not take advantage of it.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to not. Well, at least for me, like I mean, that's why I'm not an artist, like rap artist or anything. But it's kind of tempting to just be like, "Hey AI, can you just make this song and this and that? I want it upbeat. Like literally, you got to be detailed with it and like
Yeah,
just have it do its own thing." But yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely got to be responsible. Definitely got to be
yeah,
responsible in that stuff
yeah,
because it, yeah, it could definitely consume you. I can see how it could definitely consume you and
yeah.
just depend on it. But if, like you said, if you use it for just to edit it, to look over it,
For
um,
inspiration, or just fine tuning.
yeah,
But
definitely,
me as a lyricist, bro, I'm like, you know what? I just want to write my own stuff, and I'll take a little bit of criticism and suggestions from my friends, from my
yeah,
peers, but that's about it, bro.
yeah,
That's about it. I
yeah,
wouldn't feel right. Just like, because then in that case, anybody could just go to Chat GBT and be like, write me a song about this, and then just put it into Suno and then release it. I mean, I'm sure that there's people that are doing that, but
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it'd be hard to tell, but I mean, again, eventually everything will come to the light, like because if you put it on the spot, hey, write me a song. You're such a good lyrics, like but then all of a sudden, no, I got this from ChatGPT. I'm sorry, none of my music is mine. Now it's
Yeah,
ChatGPT that's got to be performing, But
yeah, yeah, exactly,
uh,
bro. So I would say we definitely have to be responsible. We have to be good stewards of the talents that God's given us. So He's given me this gift. I would say this though. I would also think that this is my point of view. You tell me what you think.
yeah,
If God has allowed us to have our hands on AI, then would it be responsible for us to not use it at all? If you know that it could help you elevate your art to a higher level. If your art's right here, AI or technology can elevate it up to here, then why not? If it's gonna give God glory ultimately, I would say
yeah,
why not?
yeah. Well, yeah, it's. I mean, it's all about giving God the glory. Um, you know, music, whether you're a preacher, So yeah, if it's an extra instrument, because books, for example, I mean, you read books. If it's for the glory of God, why not? AI, yeah, I mean, it's a double-edged sword. You can use
Yeah,
it for good, you can use it for bad. But if you're using it for good, it's like the phone as well. That's a double-edged sword. I mean,
yeah,
you can be doom scrolling and just wasting your time, or actually, or not running into, but like listening to podcasts that's going to edify you, that's going to give God the glory. So I feel like AI, yeah, if you're using it for good, an instrument to be able to bring more people to God, why not? You know?
yeah. Yeah. And I would want to be honest about it too. Like if somebody is making AI music and they're saying that it's a real human, that it's not AI, then that's deceitful. But if you're making AI music, you let everybody know, hey, this is produced by AI, and there's certain platforms like Spotify that do allow AI music. I believe it's like a certain amount. Uh, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that. It's still like very new territory for me, so I'm still trying to figure that out. So I got to pray on it for sure.
Well, the whole AI, like the music on Spotify, it's like um, the grocery stores. They're using just machines now. Like, it's like, do you want AI to take over? People like people
Yeah.
that actually do the lyrics. Again,
Uh,
it has its pros and cons. Like,
yeah.
again, it's the way you use it because it could be bad and
Yeah.
it could be good.
Right now, my mentality is if you're using it for inspiration or just a little bit here and there, then cool. Just to kind of help elevate your music,
Yeah,
then
definitely,
I'm fine with that. Just
definitely.
don't let it create for you.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, yeah, definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
Um, so a couple things before. I know we said an hour. It's like almost an hour past,
Oh, it's
but
been an hour. Dang.
um, what what do you have a favorite artist in the Christian hip hop community?
I have a few, man. Yeah. I would say Andy Mineo is probably one of my top guys. Just
Yeah,
the way that he's different with it. He's very funny, witty with it. His his whole demeanor, his whole personality is fun, bro. His music is fun and deep at the same time. He touches on topics that I don't I wouldn't see too much dudes touching on. So
yeah,
it's refreshing, man. I like Andy Mineo, and I'm happy that he's working on some new music.
yeah.
And then let me see. Some of the young cats like Hovey. Hovey is dope.
Oh yeah,
I like Hovey. I like this cat named Alano Adden, something like that.
uh,
Alano Adden.
I have to look him up. I don't think I have any of his stuff.
Caleb Gordon.
Caleb Gordon. Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Hovey. I actually met Hovey. My
Oh yeah.
friend. Yeah. We went to a he was my friend is in a was in a cipher. He was opening up for him, kind of.
Yeah.
It was at somewhere in Pasadena. I believe it's Pasadena. But anyway, so we were in the green room with him. My friend was like, "Oh, come, like let's try to get into the green room." And
Oh.
because he's an artist, and I'm over there just recording for him. I'm doing video for him. And we go into his green room, and everybody's just talking about like hip hop. It was so cool. Like, oh, who's better? Like Trip Lee. They were naming like artists,
Yeah.
and even like J. Cole was in the mix, and Drake, and who else? Oh my gosh, what's his name? Kendrick
Kendrick
Lamar.
Lamar.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
And dude, Hovey's such a humble dude. Like he was in basketball shorts and a white tee. Like he wasn't like I would think he would be dressed up like nice in the best he has Gucci or whatever.
Yeah.
But he was a humble guy. He was talking to us too. He was like including us into the conversation. And then when it was time for him to go to perform, then he was obviously changing his fit. But the guy was really a humble dude, and even all his like team members, like from the guitar, everybody, they were chilling. So he's a cool guy, and
That's
yeah,
dope, man.
his stuff is awesome too. I like his stuff.
Yeah.
Uh, and Lecrae also. Lecrae and Andy Mineo were one of the first people I listened to in like the Christian hip hop.
Yeah. Me
Yeah,
too.
they're definitely
Yeah.
dope.
Lecrae and I think before Lecrae for me it was the cross movement. Had dudes
Yeah,
like The Truth, had dudes like what's his name? Damn, I'm drawing a blank. But yeah, the cross movement was dope, bro.
yeah,
It was super dope. And then I got introduced to Lecrae. I was listening to his Rebel album like
yeah,
crazy, and then Trip Lee, and then Andy Mineo comes in the mix, and yeah, bro, it's there's
yeah.
there's a lot of talented dudes in the CHH community
Oh
as
yeah,
well, man. Yeah.
definitely, definitely. And what do you think about like this people? Because nowadays you can go without signing a label, like going into a big label. Like
Yeah.
Forrest Frank, he doesn't have to do it with a label. He's just doing his own thing. I don't know anybody else that's doing it, but like, what do you feel about like labels? Like, do you can you do with them? Do you without them? Like, what's the benefits and the pros and cons of them?
Oh man, I think it's 2025. You definitely don't need a label.
Yeah,
Definitely don't need it. I've always been against labels because the labels, for the most part, they've never been for the artist. They've always been for the label.
yeah,
That's it. So they don't really look out for the artist's best interest with the crappy 360 deals. And there's stories, so many stories of so many artists that have been ripped off and done dirty by labels, even within the Christian uh, community, like within
yeah,
Christian music. So
yeah,
it's definitely it's it's a scary thing, man. So I would
yeah,
say it's a good thing that people are kind of starting to move away from that. I would say labels are good for, I don't know, distribution deals and things like that. Certain deals that are done smart that are going to benefit the artist at the end of the day. So yeah,
yeah.
you could definitely use label for like that push to put you out there, uh, but you shouldn't be signing your soul to labels for sure,
Yeah, I was
man.
gonna say it's more like a
Yeah,
bound. Like, hey, you need 10 albums, for me or whatnot.
yeah, yeah. If it's a little distribution deal that, you're working on your album as a solo artist, and then this distribution deal with this label is going to help you just, you know, be put out to the masses so that a lot of people can hear you and your music can be, they can be exposed to your music, then of course, that's kind of the way that it's supposed to work, but make sure that it's going to benefit you, that you're keeping your royalties, that you're keeping, your music, the masters, and you just got to be smart about it. I think that there's no real need for labels.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, man, unless
yeah,
you just want to use it for like maybe one project, one album deal, and then you just want it to kind of help you elevate and put your face out there, and then from there you could kind of just grow that momentum on your own. But I
yeah.
think for the most part, a lot of dudes are just doing it on their own, just with
Social media.
Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. These dudes just know how to navigate social media so well.
Yeah,
And I mean, as an older cat, like 39 pushing on 40, I don't really know how to navigate too much. And it's a little humbling too. Talk about humility. That's a little bit of humility too. When
yeah,
I'm trying to navigate my way through these, social media platforms, and I'm like, oh man, you
yeah.
know, one moment I feel like I got Instagram on lock, and then the next they're changing their policies, and I can't go on live, and so
Yeah, that dude. I'm telling you, me and my wife looked it up. Like, really? Because she was able to go live, and then all of a sudden she's looking at her phone. She's like, "Oh, wait, I can't go live." Like, yeah. So there, yeah, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
uh,
No, I say that because there's this guy. He's a worship artist, and I guess he was in a label, and he got a label, but the label kept all his lyrics, all his music.
all his
Like,
masters, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
everything. He's like, I can't tap into anything. And we had a worship night at my house, and he said, don't put it up on social media. Like, I can't, be singing these songs because they're not mine anymore. And I was like, well, that sucks, to be in a label where, they're pushing God in a way. It's a Christian label. And then all of
yeah,
a sudden, hey, that's all of ours.
yeah.
But
You go online, bro, you're gonna hear all these stories of Christian industry, Christian music. Like the business is still a little cutthroat, man. Some people
yeah,
they're not really practicing their faith in these music businesses, man.
yeah,
So it gets
yeah.
it's a little
Didn't
tough.
Andy Mineo get out of his label?
Yeah, but I don't think it was anything. They're still on good
Anything
terms and
negative?
everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So he's doing it like solo independent now.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because I remember he made that announcement, and I was like, "Oh, I can't wait." Because yeah, Andy Mineo, like he was also one of
Yeah.
the couple of people that I listened to at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is it? Neverland. That one was a good album.
That's a
And
dope
yeah,
album.
yeah, definitely. Well, I know we skipped quite a few questions and we went
It's all good,
here
man.
and
It's all good.
there. But Val, thank you for having this idea. Like I said, I can't take full credit because it was a great idea, and I was like, you know what, we got to do it. We got to do it. And
Yeah, man.
you weren't gonna be able to go live. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna wait for him. I'm gonna wait until
Dang.
he's the first interview because
I
again,
appreciate you,
it's a
bro.
great idea.
And I can't wait to see where this goes for you. And hopefully you get to interview a whole bunch of dudes and
We already
make
got
this.
C26. He's like, I'm
Okay,
down.
he's next. Okay.
Yeah, he's
Heck
down.
yeah, bro.
And then I have half holy, half hood. What's his
Okay.
name? Heriberto, I think his name was.
Heriberto, yeah.
Yeah,
He's
he's
dope.
like,
He's a cool
I'm
cat, man.
down too. I'm hoping Enoch's still here. Maybe we can get him on there too.
Yeah, man. I was gonna say get Enoch, man. Enoch is such a knowledgeable,
Yeah.
dope, humble cat too. So he's
Yeah,
yeah, there's a bunch of dudes out there, man, that they just need that exposure. They need that love.
definitely.
Because Catholic hip hop, I feel like it deserves a little bit more love than what it's been getting. So
Yep. Yep.
hopefully with dudes like you and other people that, are willing to cultivate and bring this music to the masses, hopefully we can make it happen. We can get it there.
Yeah, we need to make a what is it a Catholic Coachella
There you
someday.
go. There you go, man. Something
Hopefully
like
somebody
that.
gets inspired and starts,
Yeah.
also coming out of the woodworks with, Catholic hip hop.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Amen.
so
Hey, real quick, bro, where are you located at? Where do you
I'm
live?
in Riverside County.
Oh, you're Riverside.
Yeah,
Okay. So
yeah,
you're pretty close to me, man.
I'm not that far. You said East LA, right? Or you're not there anymore? Or
No, no, no. Right now I'm like San Diego area.
oh,
Like,
okay, yeah, an hour, maybe an hour and a half, maybe.
okay. What part of Riverside County? Is it like
Oh,
Inland Empire?
Moval, Moreno Valley.
Oh, dang, bro. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have my sister and my brother and my mom, they live in like the Menifee area.
Okay, yeah, that's 30 minutes down here.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, definitely got to link up.
Yeah, bro, for sure.
But
Well,
yeah,
appreciate it, man.
um,
Thank you.
no, thank you, man. Thank you, and we'll hopefully think of other topics to bring you back, and yeah, we'll see where this goes. I'll be praying for you, and yeah, pray for me, man.
Will do, bro. For sure.
All right, bro.
For
Have a good
sure.
night, man.
All right, brother. Appreciate you, man. God bless. Have a good
God
night.
bless, bro.
God
Take care.
bless. Take care.